your regularly scheduled Follies, to bring you this breaking news edition of SIPA News. Recently, the SIPA administration announced the graduation speaker with a vast 28 days left to spare.
That's right, Ben. After literally minutes of frantically placing phone calls and pulling in favors, the SIPA administration was able to get newly appointed Undersecretary Tara D. Soon to Shine to speak at our graduation.
Katie, I do believe it's Sonnenschein. Some reports indicate that 2 weeks on the job are all that's necessary to provide valuable wisdom and insight to navigating the international relations field. Other reports indicate, and I quote, "What the fuck?"
Wow. For a more in-depth analysis of this situation, we now head to our head analyst of graduation speaker legitimacy and administration competency, Drewford Richardson. Drewford?
Thanks, Katie. Based on selection trends, this choice aligns almost perfectly with SIPA's historical record. In 2010, following the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression, SIPA made the somewhat unorthodox choice of taking on the CEO of Citibank, one of the chief architects of the disaster, to a public policy school. Last year, they brought in Kofi Annan, an apparent deviation from the school's trend. However, there are reports from various media sources who have intimated that because he was on Columbia's payroll at the time, he had no choice to speak. Administration officials could not be reached for comment, but some overheard Dean Eggers saying, "Kobe's trying to play me? I will cut that bitch." In this light, Sonnenschein's selection is right in SIPA's wheelhouse. Ben?
Thank you, Drewford. We sent our crack team of student SIPA researchers to investigate more about the Undersecretary. Unfortunately, they quickly gave up and retired to Hackins when they found that Sonnenschein doesn't actually have a Wikipedia page.
The selection process was a source of intense debate. Despite the reported protests from the Student Steering Committee, the administration maintained that complete unrecognizability is a non-negotiable requirement for the graduation speaker.
The Student Steering Committee could not be reached for comment, but an anonymous source reported that Michelle Bachelet, Vicente Fox, and Michael Bloomberg were all strong possibilities for the graduation speaker. The source reported that the administration nixed these possibilities, citing refusing to raise future expectations for graduation speakers.
To assess the sentiment of the student body, we sent out our student reaction team to gauge just how astronomically entitled SIPA students are feeling today. Keely, can you give us a sense of what we're dealing with here?
Well, Katie, they are SIPA students. I don't think you realize just how important they really are. There's a general consensus amongst the students that the administration just doesn't understand how amazing they are and that they deserve the best graduation speakers every year. At last count, there were 7 petitions, 4 op-eds, and a large total of 13 self-important personal manifestos on blogs.
Keely, this is just breaking news. Apparently there's been a newly formed Tumblr site using those creative animations from the internet to show the world just how special SIPA students really think they are. And to show that the administration can't accomplish anything that they really want. And wait, this is just coming in as well. It appears that they think that unless they get Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and the reanimated corpse of Ronald Reagan for speakers, SIPA tuition is just not worth a fucking thing. Back to you, Ben.
Wow, guys. It sounds like SIPA students are really just a group of ungrateful bastards.
Ben, I'm not sure that's actually news. When we return from the break, we'll have Guy.0 for a thorough examination of this bastardry you speak of by looking at the emails we all know and we all love. Thank you and good evening.